Hello students, myself Ashish Rai. Welcome to my YouTube channel Watch and Learn. Please subscribe my channel to learn different educational topics. Before starting today's video, I would like to thank all the students and viewers who have already subscribed my channel. I would also like to thank those students and viewers who are going to subscribe my channel. Okay students, in my previous video I have discussed about the nutrition in plants, and you have learned that plants can prepare their own food by the process of photosynthesis, but animals cannot. Animals get their food from plants either directly by eating plants or indirectly by eating animals that eat plants. Some animals eat both plants and animals. Animal nutrition includes nutrient requirement, mode of intake of food, and its utilization in the body. In another way, we can say that there are 5 steps in the process of nutrition in animals. These are ingestion, digestion, absorption, assimilation, and egestion. Different ways of taking food. The mode of taking food varies in different organisms. Some sucks their food, such as bees and hummingbirds. Infants of mammals feed on mother's milk. Snake swallows their prey. The different ways of taking foods are scraping, chewing, siphoning, capturing, and swallowing. Now I am going to discuss about the digestion in humans. Components of food such as carbohydrate, proteins are complex substances. These complex substances cannot be utilized as such, so they need to be broken down into simpler substances. The breakdown of complex components of food into simpler substances is called digestion. The food we take passes through a continuous canal which begins at the buccal cavity and ends at the anus. The canal is divided into 6 parts: the buccal cavity, the food pipe or esophagus, stomach, small intestine, large intestine ending in the rectum, and the anus. These parts together form the digestive tract or alimentary canal. The inner walls of the stomach and the small intestine and the various glands associated with the canal, such as salivary glands, the liver, and pancreas, secrete digestive juices. The digestive juices convert complex food components into simpler ones. The digestive tract and the associated glands together constitute the digestive system. Now let us know what happens to the food in the different parts of the digestive tract, the mouth and the buccal cavity. Food is taken into the body through the mouth by the process called ingestion. Chewing food helps in digestion by mechanical breaking down the food into small pieces. Our teeth help in chewing. We have different types of teeth. Every types of teeth have their own function. In this table, see the number of different types of teeth we have. From this table, we can say that we have 8 teeth for cutting and biting, 4 in lower jaw and 4 in upper jaw. These teeth are also called incisor. We have 4 teeth for piercing and tearing. These teeth are also called canine. For chewing and grinding, we have 20 teeth. These teeth are called premolar and molar. Our mouth has the salivary glands which secrete saliva. The saliva breaks down the starch into sugar. The food pipe. After chewing, we swallow the food. The swallowed food passes into the food pipe or esophagus. The food is pushed down by the movement of the wall of the food pipe and moves to the stomach. The stomach is a thick-walled bag-like structure and it is the widest part of the digestive tract. The inner lining of the stomach secretes mucus, hydrochloric acid, and digestive juices. The acid kills many bacteria that enters along with the food and makes the medium in the stomach acidic and helps the digestive juices to act. The digestive juices break down the proteins into simpler substances. The small intestine. The small intestine is highly coiled and is about 7.5 meters long. It receives secretions from the liver and the pancreas. Besides, its wall also secretes juices. The liver is the largest gland in the body. It secretes bile juice that is stored in a sac called the gallbladder. The bile plays an important role in fat digestion. The pancreas, located below the stomach, produced pancreatic juice that acts on carbohydrate, fats, and proteins and changes them into simpler forms. Then the partly digested food reaches the lower part of the small intestine, where the intestinal juice complete the digestion. The carbohydrates get broken into glucose, fats into fatty acid and glycerol, and proteins into amino acids. Absorption in the small intestine. The digested food can now pass into the blood vessels in the wall of the intestine. This process is called absorption. The finger-like outgrowth present in the inner wall of small intestine help in absorption. These finger-like structures are called villi. The absorbed substances are transported via the blood vessels to different organs of the body, where they are used to build complex substances such as the proteins required by the body. This is called assimilation. In the cells, glucose breaks down with the help of oxygen into carbon dioxide and water, and energy is released. The food that remains undigested and unabsorbed enters into the large intestine. Large intestine. The large intestine is wider and shorter than small intestine. It is about 1.5 meter in length. Its function is to absorb water and some salts from the undigested food. The remaining waste passes into the rectum and finally removed through the anus by the process known as egestion. Okay student, this is all for this video. Please keep watching my channel and share with your friends. Thank you for watching.